Hello everyone, welcome again. In the last video, I already told you about the vaginal discharge and the protection from the infection. So, by innate defense mechanism, our vagina can remain healthy because there are a lot of factors like vaginal flora, vaginal discharge, vaginal pH. So, all these things help to protect our vagina from any type of pathogen. So, now move towards the next slide. Here you can see these are the common vulvovaginal disorder. In this category, many diseases are comes like, for example, first is vaginitis. Vaginitis is basically the swelling of vagina, or you can say the swelling portion or redness around the vagina. So first is the vulvovaginal condition, candidiasis. Candidiasis, as the name is suggesting here, it is related to any fungus disorder. So the fungus which is involving here, that is Candida albicans. What happens basically? Here is a relation between the pathogen and estrogen and protein, that is like in the candida, and as the estrogen increases, there is a relationship of candida fungus with the protein, or with the protein, yeah, actually with the protein that is present in the vulvovaginal areas. So it leads to the stimulations of the Candida albicans inside the vagina, which leads to the disease that is vulvovaginal candidiasis. So basically, to treat this disease that is due to Candida albicans, there is a medicine, that is, we can say there is a drug, that is tamoxifen. Basically, this tamoxifen medicine used to treat breast cancers in the female, because after menopause, in many females estrogen level gets decreased, which leads to the breast cancer many a times. So tamoxifen medicine is used for treating breast cancer. But even in the vulvovaginal candidiasis, tamoxifen medicine is also very helpful because it breaks the relationship of estrogen and protein of the candida fungus. That's why it helps in the vulvovaginal candidiasis. Even there is another species of this fungus, this genus, that is candida, like Candida tropicalis, Candida glabrata. So all these species are also leads to different kind of disorder, like we can say bacterial vaginosis, or that is in combination with this bacterial vaginosis, which is due to high pH tolerance. That is in bacterial vaginosis mainly the condition, alkaline condition of vagina get increased. So these Candida tropicalis and Candida glabrata combine with these different kind of bacteria and leads to bacterial vaginosis. Even Saccharomyces cerevisiae also cause disease, and to treat that disease, because it is also a fungus, that's why it can also create a problem in the vagina. So Saccharomyces cerevisiae also create a disease, also cause a disease, and it is treated with another type of medicine, that is Femstat medicine. So these are the medicine which are used to treat this disease. Now what happens during the vulvovaginal candidiasis? The symptoms are mainly the vaginal discharge become very curdy, vulvar and vestibular itching and redness are appearing there, vaginal soreness, vaginal irritation, vulvar burning. There is a uh, painful sensation of burning. Even during intercourse there is pain also, and even the urine when touches the vagina, there is a burning sensation. It leads to pain in the female. So these are the symptoms of vulvovaginal candidiasis. And what are the diagnostic test for these? First is the wef test. Basically, if you are doing this test for any fungus species and it gives a negative test, what happens during the wef test? You are taking the with a vaginal smear and vaginal discharge, and this discharge you have to make a smear over the slide of this vaginal discharge, and after that you are observing that smear inside the inner the microscope, and you got a result that what is the main components of vaginal discharge, what is the color, what is the So for vulvovaginal disorder, if we are doing this vulvovaginal candidiasis, then the treatment, then the diagnostic test for vulvovaginal disorder is VIF test, and it is negative for yeast. So for a positive test of a vulvovaginal disorder, you can see the clue cells under microscope. If in the clue cells are basically those cells. So basically, clue cells are those abnormal cells in which you can see any different type of composition which is present in the normal cells. So clue cells are abnormal cells, and when you see the clue cells under microscope, so in vulvovaginal candidiasis disorder, you can see the hyphae or spores which are present in the clue cells if you are observing these clue cells under the microscope. So this is the main diagnostic test for what? For vulvovaginal candidiasis. So in this diagram, that is in the vulvovaginal thrush or candidiasis, you can see that candida albicans are present in the vaginal tube or vaginal canal. So moving towards the next disease, that is bacterial vaginosis, which is mainly caused by Gardnerella genus. So bacterial vaginosis is what? Bacterial vaginosis is basically the imbalance of the bacteria that live in the vagina, due to which vagina becomes very less acidic. Means what happens during bacterial vaginosis? In the bacterial vaginosis, the alkaline conditions of the vagina get increased. So we can see that opposite to acidic conditions of the vagina, in the bacterial vaginosis, alkaline conditions of the vagina increased. It leads to the bacterial vaginosis. And what are the symptoms for bacterial vaginosis? Are that strong fishy smell of the vagina of the, you can say, vaginal discharge become very thin gray to white. There is a mild itching over the vagina. Why it happens? Mainly look like from lactobacillus bacteria, there is a formation of a component that is H2O2, and in the cervical mucus there is chlorine present. So when these combine together, then they leads to the chemical defense against any anaerobic bacteria, mainly Gardnerella genus included all the anaerobic bacteria. So what happens when H2O2 from lactobacillus bacteria and chlorine in the cervical mucus combine, then they form a chemical defense against any anaerobic bacteria. But due to some reasons, the pH of the vagina get increased, that it becomes very alkaline and it gives a fishy odor. Then what happens? Due to this, H2O2 from lactobacillus bacteria will not form. Okay, so because as the conditions are very alkaline in nature, so what happens? Electrobacillus bacterial concentration get decreased, so there is no H2O2. Even there is a chlorine by in the cervical mucus, but if there is no H2O2, then how chlorine can combine with H2O2? So that's why there is no chemical defense against anaerobic bacteria, and the pH of the vagina get increases over the time. So we can see that why the lactobacillus bacterial concentration decreases inside the vagina. There are many, you can say there are many factors which leads to the decrease in concentration of lactobacillus bacteria, like if the semen is killing in nature, so it can kill the vaginal bacteria during intercourse. And if any female use any type of sex toys or dildos, then and regular dosing also, it also kill the lactobacillus bacteria. So what happens? As the lactobacillus bacteria decreases in vagina, H2O2 formation will not occur. There is no combinations of H2O2 with chlorine, and there is no chemical defense pathway against any anaerobic bacteria. So this happens during bacterial vaginosis condition. So in the diagram, you can even see that normal cells looks very epithelial, squamated epithelial structures in nature, like that they appear very normal. But what happens during bacterial vaginosis? These cells become clue cells now, and there is a overgrown overgrown cells are these, that is the shape of the cell becomes irregular. So this occurs during bacterial vaginosis. In the second step, you can see when that epithelial cell of vagina is very normal in shape, when lactobacillus concentration is very high, and when the Gardnerella vaginalis bacteria concentration increases, then the shape of the epithelial cell become changing. So this happens during the bacterial vaginosis. Okay. So what are basically symptom, as I told you, that fishy smell, thin gray to white discharge and mild itching. And what are the diagnostic test for baby? That is, first is whiff test, same test. It is positive for bacterial vaginosis and due to smell of protein by anaerobic bacteria, because anaerobic bacteria form different kind of protein when they accumulated inside the vagina, as they increase the alkaline pH, but they also form some protein that is very fishy smell in nature, due to which a smell is created in the vagina. So this is a whiff test positive for baby, यानी कि bacterial vaginosis. And the second is you can say that we can check bacterial vaginosis, that homogeneous white or grade white discharge. The vaginal discharge becomes very gray or very white in nature for a longer period of time. So what are the treatment for this? There are different kind of medicines, drugs, that is metronidazole, clindamycin and flagyl. But there are some side effect of these medicines, that is allergy, diarrhea, unpleasant smell in the mouth. So all these are side effects side effects after using these medicines, these drugs. So these are all about bacterial vaginosis. In the next slide, I'll tell you about the next infection, that is a trich infection, which is due to a protozoan disease. So moving so please wait for that video. I'm little busy, so please wait for that video. Okay, thank you friends, meet in the next video. Okay.